Guys, man, sorry about that. I realized today one of the hardest things that cancer has done for me or has happened to me is that I have had to say the words "I can't" more since being diagnosed with cancer than at any other point in my life. I hate saying that I can't do something, like that I am unable to accomplish something. It tears me apart. I was a straight A student through school. Like that was like my goal. It was just like who I was. Like my parents didn't push it or anything like that. It was just the person that I was. And I would always work really hard and I was going to get it done. And I was going to, I was going to get that grade or I was going to get that project done or whatever that would be. And once cancer came, I had to start realizing that that's not always going to be the case now. One of the times that it showed the most was after my second diagnosis, and I had been almost a year on immunotherapy. So not only am I dealing with the cancer and stuff too, but I'm dealing with all of the side effects from the immunotherapy. And I was in the middle of training for my job to be a full-time police and fire dispatcher, not just a 911 call taker. So I would also be talking on the radio. And because of COVID, because of all of these other unforeseen things at work, my training had been pushed back a number of times already. And so all of the people I started the job with were already all signed off and were already full-on dispatchers. And I was the last one. And I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I mean, it's not an easy job. It is probably one of the most difficult jobs out there. And I was doing fine. Like I felt great and everything. But I think I was really kind of doing that fake it till you make it, where I was going to make it happen no matter what. And it got to a point where, and I still could have done it, but there were times where I was struggling with things that I shouldn't have struggled with or that I hadn't struggled with in the past. And we were far enough along that it shouldn't have been an issue, but it was becoming an issue. And I had to say, wow, I hurt. Like my body hurts all the time. Like I could barely sit still at work because I was so uncomfortable just all the time. My brain was all foggy and fuzzy and stuff. So I wasn't my reaction time, at least for me, seemed slower. And there were some other things in there as well that I was like, maybe I can't do this. Or maybe I could, but it would just take even longer. And at that point, the amount of stress that I was under, because you get assessed every single day. And that's a lot of stress to begin with. And to be told day in and day out that you're not doing good enough really sucks. And I had been doing this for 2.5, 3 years already. And so I had to do a really, really hard thing and I had to take a step back and I was like, you know what? Until treatment is over, until I know that the side effects from treatment is over, and I'm done with that, I need to step back and I just need to take calls, which is fine. That's a hard job too. It's a very hard job, but I'm signed off on it. I can do it on my own. I don't have to worry about being graded day in and day out. And so I did that. And it was so hard. Like I came home bawling multiple days. And I still get choked up about it because it feels like I failed. And I know I didn't. Sorry. And I can only blame cancer for that. Like I guess it's kind of nice that I have something to blame. And just about the time we had reached about the 6-month mark after I had finished treatment, I was still call taking and they're like, all right, well, we need to know, are you going to continue training? Are you going to go back in there and are you going to train or are you just going to be a call taker? Like we need to know, for all the planning things that have to happen. And it was right around then when I got the PET scan that said we think it's somewhere else. And I was like, can you hold off, having me make this decision for a little while longer? Here's what happened. I have another scan. They're not really sure what it is yet. Can we wait? And they were gracious and they were wonderful. And they're just like, yes. And then I found out that sure enough, the cancer was back and it had spread and it was in my bones. And oh dear God. And I at least had something where I could be like, nope, can't do anything more than what I'm doing right now. Thank you, but I'm just going to stick to call taking. And then also right around that time too, there was our long-term records clerk was retiring, and they were going to be having this opening for her position. And her position had always been part-time, but they were opening it up as a full-time position. Made less than what I was already making, but I wouldn't have to have a crazy schedule where I was going in at, 2 p.m. and working until 1 a.m. or something like that. It would be a Monday through, a weekday shift, and it would be flexible enough that I could also work from home at different times, and that's what I'm doing now. So I applied for it, I really tried for it, and I got it. And they've been amazing and wonderful. And there, unfortunately, are now times now that I'm dealing with all the side effects from the other stuff and the cancer, like when I get really fatigued and I have to go take a nap or different things like that, where I'm starting to get to that point again where I'm like, can I do it? Or is it going to get to a point where I have to say I can't? I really don't want to have to do that because it freaks me out, because if I can't, what do I do? So that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know. I think I had an epiphany today, because today, like, my whole body just feels like antsy, like I feel jittery and just gross. And I tried laying down and that helped a little bit, but then I'm just like, I have to stand, I have to move, I have to do something, just because I just feel, I don't even know how to explain it. And so, yeah, I'm like asking myself this question, and like that biggest fear is, if I have to stop working, what are we going to do? Because we are a 2-income family. One of those things, and you guys have always asked this, and I'm putting it near the end of this video because I hate asking, is that we do have a GoFundMe, that if we were able to bring in enough money on the GoFundMe, there is the opportunity that I could potentially step back if that need arose. And we wouldn't have to worry so much about bills and other things moving forward. So we do have a GoFundMe. I think the minimum you can donate is $5. I wish it was like $1 or $2, but there's tons of you who are watching this. And if just, 100 of you donated $5, even that would be immense. And if some of you did a little bit more than that, that would be even better. I think Josh did the math, and he said, well, if we could do a little bit of extra income through YouTube or through GoFundMe or something, and it was about $1,500 a month, we can probably make it work. So that's kind of our goal. So if you are able and you are willing, we greatly appreciate it. There's a link up here, and there'll be a link in the description below and at the end of the video as well. But overall, I just want to say thank you for, giving me this platform to just jabber on, but also just the support that comes with it. And I know so many of you have also probably felt this way, where you've had to use those words, I can't, way more than you wish you ever had to. And you're not alone. I'm right here with you, and we're going to get through it. So appreciate you guys. Be kind, make good choices, and I will see you tomorrow.